Hey guys, it's Matt. Boy, is my mood different than yesterday when I warned all the women off Tiger Woods. Just so mellow. I don't smoke pot. It's like that MSG high that I got from the Chinese food, but I just had eggs. I had a ton of uncured ham from Target. That might be it. Think about it. It's got the same chemicals, I bet. I'll probably return to the personality of yesterday's video, but for now it's just so mellow, which is the appropriate personality or attitude to take into this final part 3 of the Hidden Hand interview. Very complicated. This person that say they're part of the ruling bloodline gave pages and pages, just tons of information in this chat room or wherever they appeared 12 to 14 years ago. It was so complicated, I have to actually go over it again to familiarize myself or refamiliarize myself, and then give you a brief 5-minute summary of what we covered before continuing with the last part. We're just doing this to wrap it up because I never finished it. You know what the real summary is to me? I don't care what we're about to cover. I don't care what this person says. You know the real summary? If you're here in this reality with us, if you are in here in this earth system, guess what? Here's a little hint. You don't have all the answers. If you're here now, it's like somebody in a snow globe. We're all stuck. They're saying we're not stuck until when we die, we get out. Okay. Some people may be stuck. We're not stuck. I don't want to get into that confusion. In my opinion, I'm clear on this. No, I'm not. You're trapped in prison planet. We're trapped. We're not trapped. But it's like somebody, when we're here, we're stuck. When we're alive in this place, we're stuck. Somebody in a snow globe saying, I have all the answers. Well, you're in the same goddamn snow globe you're here with us. What do you know? Who trusts you? So give me a break. Here's the summary in case anybody has to go clear fields, just want to go do something else. If you're here with us right now, you can say you're the sixth density, whatever. You don't have all the answers, or you wouldn't be here with us right now. Pretty simple. Here's the summary or refresher before we continue with part 3. He says, I'm going to say he. It doesn't say. Let's just say he. I'm not going to use one of those P or Z or he, whatever those pronouns are. He says, I'm a generational member of a ruling bloodline family. Every so often, as per the directives of the law of our Creator, a brief window of opportunity opens whereby a select handful of our family are required to make communication with our subjects and offer you the chance to ask us any questions you would like answered. Our subjects. Really? Did you use those words? Our lineage can be traced back beyond antiquity, from the earliest times of your recorded history and beyond. Our family has been directing the play here from behind the scenes, in one way or another. Before the rise and fall of Atlantis, yes, that was indeed perfectly real. We are born to lead. Baby, we were born to lead. Oh, it is part of the design for this current paradigm. Okay, guys, this always fascinated me because I think there's a ton of truth here. Not bowing down before it all. Maybe it's half true. But in terms of who we call the minions, who we call the creeps, who the Not Nilks minions, direct minions, not just the Belinda and Melvin P. Gates Foundation and the Alec Baldwins, but all the Larry Silverfishes and that whole group that's different spiritually. You know, this is saying what Tony said, that these minions are different spiritually than you are. Tony would say they're less advanced than you. This person is coming forth saying, I'm more advanced. I'm a 6th density being. He may believe he's more advanced. Okay, guys, the prior 2 videos I made on this, close to an hour each. One, I think, went over an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down about 10 pages and then pop back here and do a 1-minute summary for those 10 pages and catch us up pretty quickly. Not going to read the questions. It's a questions and answers session. Just going to provide the summary of what he is saying. Matt, you believe it all? No, I don't bow down before it, but there is a ton of truth here. No doubt about it. But in terms of the minions role, who they are an intended role player. You know, I believe that. Not hijacked. Not the reality was supposed to be something different. And then these creeps came in on the back of the Lochnar, the way you ride those giant worms in Dune. No, I don't think it's hijacked. This person talks about their role is to guide the masses and to lead. Their original role from the first day or time in antiquity, I believe that is the role to play the spiritual adversary of these creeps. They're different than than you. What this person's saying here resonates with me. I'm going to go 10, 15 pages, basically 2 hours of material. I'm going to come back and do a 2-minute summary so we can catch up and do that final part 3 that I haven't even looked at yet. This thing's long. Actually, let me do a 45-second to 1-minute super summary for anybody that's only been here a few months. They'd be so lost. It's not fair. Just continue without. It's very simple. This place called Earth, all men are... No, there's a lot of different types here. They're real spiritual beings like you and me. You wouldn't be here if you weren't one of them. Many think this is the most advanced, even though we are the most dumbed down. We are the most restricted. We come in blind. We don't know who we are. There are other groups here spiritually that are different spirits, completely different than you are. Those you see on TV, presidents, prime ministers, kings, queens, news anchors, these assholes are everywhere. They play a role here to manage the masses, to create a reality that they want, to suck loose, but also to get in your way. So you don't do what you're supposed to do in part 2 with your life. Worry about your self-activities. And there may be many other groups here, NPCs, different types of spiritual entities. It's the rule of opposites. All men are created. No. If they put that forth, then they're different groups. This resonates with me because this person's saying, hey, I'm one of these minions, and this is our role. It's very interesting to me. So, Matt, you actually believe a sixth density being, this person's legitimate, and they got into a chat room? It doesn't matter. How could I possibly know? It's very well thought out of its fiction, but to sit here and say, oh, I know it's fiction, all made up. We can pull truth out of it. Does it resonate with your inner knowing certain parts? Absolutely. I don't care if it's completely real. And this is a real sixth density being who believes this is their role, who believes in their superiority complex, or just 2 kids were having fun and they wrote it out and they're great creative minds and just 2 kids in a dorm room or something. It doesn't matter. You don't think we can't learn from it if it's 2 kids in the dorm room, but we can only learn from it if it's a sixth density being? No, we pull out what we pull out and what resonates with us. It doesn't matter where it came from, and we'll never know. Okay, summary of section 1. This person's saying, yes, the whole bloodline thing is real. We intermarry. There are thousands of us. We are put here in this place to basically manage the crop, to manage you in a certain way. We are superior to you, etc., etc. It says here, he writes, you will never be free as long as you are incarnating on this planet. Well, I agree with that. The very nature, Matt, just shut up and read it. The very nature of your being here is an indication of that. There is a reason why you are here. And here is very likely not really where you think here is. Yeah, because space is all a lie. Sorry. How do you become free? By working out where you are and coming to an understanding of why you are here. You are fast running out of time to do so. No. Before the coming harvest. Oh, here we go. Is that the 91 festival in Las Vegas? Those that don't make it will have to repeat the cycle. Okay, are we? Somebody asks, are we really considered cattle and chattel and traded by the government? By the governments, generally, yes, you are considered cattle and chattel. People are seen as collateral pawns that are maneuvered around the chessboard. Well, yeah. We know that, according to the game plan, by the family, contrary to popular belief, many of us do not mean you any harm directly. There's just a matter of divine destiny to uphold and unfold, and we must play our parts in this game as given to us by the Creator. Hey, sir, how is your creator? Are you saying your creator is my creator? I'm not sure you even say that. Your creator might not be the same as my creator. Does anybody ask that? I'm going to specifically look for that in these questions and answers. I'm not sure that was ever addressed. Sorry, this is too important. I have to read to you what he says here in terms of this topic. Someone asks, is the Messiah alive today? He says, there is no Messiah. Stop looking outside of yourself for salvation. That's like, what about yourself? Is there what you might call a Christ consciousness alive? Then yes, in a matter of speaking, though not in your third density dimensional awareness. This part I just came across here is too well said, too important. There's too much truth here. I'll just read it to you. In the prior segment, he says, sure, we manage all major global events, and just like we would expect any minion to admit to. In this case, what he's saying is very similar to how we expect the minions and the creeps to act, or how they would answer any questions, but this is quite interesting. Why do you think the media is so important to us? You have, as a society, in your hypnotized, comatose state, given your free will consent to the state your planet is in today. You saturate your minds with the unhealthy dishes served up for you on your televisions that you're addicted to: violence, pornography, greed, hatred, selfishness, incessant bad news, fear, terror. When was the last time you stopped to think of something beautiful and pure? The planet is the way it is because of your collective thoughts about it. Yeah, all is mind. I agree, sir. Continue. You are complicit in your inaction every time you look the other way when you see an injustice. Your thought at the subconscious level of creation to the Creator is your allowance of these things to occur. In doing so, you are serving our purpose. It is very important to us that the polarization of this planet is negative at the time of the great harvest. That means service to self-oriented as opposed to positive service to others. We require a negative harvest, and you are doing a fine job of helping us to attain our goal. We are very grateful. Add laughter from the creature from the end of the Tom Cruise movie Legend. I want to kill the unicorn. Yeah, here it is. This is so long, and it's been, 2 months since we did this? Somebody did ask, who is your creator? And is your creator the same as our creator? Now, there's a whole lot here. I'm going to skip through a lot. He doesn't answer this question directly. He says, this is a good question. The answer is yes and no. Well, really? In the beginning, there is the infinite one. This is the source of all, intelligent infinity. It is the undifferentiated absolute. Within it is unlimited potential waiting to become. Think of it as the uncarved block of your Taoist traditions. Oh, thanks a lot. I'm an expert in Taoist traditions. Just put it in simple English, sir. I don't have a background in Taoist traditions. Sorry. Infinite intelligence, becoming aware of itself, seeks to experience itself, and the one infinite creator is born or manifest. This appears to your third density comprehension as space. In effect, the creator is a point of focused infinite consciousness or awareness. Oh, come on. You can be a little bit more pithy if you were. Just summarize it. I don't have all day here. We have to clear fields. Blah, blah, blah. There is unity in all. Infinite intelligence does not recognize its potential. Why not? It's smarter than all of us. I recognize my potential, but infinite intelligence doesn't recognize its? That doesn't make any sense, sir. It is the undifferentiated absolute. But infinite energy recognizes the potential of becoming all things in order to bring any desired experience into being. Intelligent infinity can be likened to, come on. Then there's some sort of mandala it wants me to stare in to try to, this graphic, which is like a GIF and it moves and it's some sort of wave pattern. It says this graphic will explain. No, I'm not going to look directly into it. No, thank you. I'll pass. Creation is based upon three primary distortions of the infinite one. 1, free will. 2, love. 3, light. Okay, skipping a lot here. A lot of details we don't need. Be piffy, sir. Be piffy. The one infinite creator or great central sun steps down its infinite energy to become logos. Logos, in turn, designs vast universes of space, as yet unmaterialized, stepping down and splitting itself again. Oh, boy. Using the law of free will, each universal logos designs and creates its own version or perspective of physical reality in which to experience itself as creator. Okay, let me go through the next 5 pages and provide a simple summary. Okay, basically says the one, the infinite intelligence, looks to incarnate itself. It always starts, or we're saying, at least in our case, started with the lowest of the low, the first density, and then it progresses. It spawns itself low as the first density. This being is much more advanced, is sixth density, and we then whatever is incarnated from the infinite one expands outward and grows and experiences. And I'm not sure he says how long this would take. It would take quite a while, I guess. But he would say we're a younger or more recent incarnation of the one, so we are much lower on the totem pole. Okay, in terms of actually answering the question, is your creator, Mr. Sixth Density Being, the same as our creator from the person answering the question? This part right here is as close to an answer as we get. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but this is all we got. So let me read it. The one infinite creator focuses its infinite intelligence into an awareness point of infinite energy and brings the whole of creation into being. Though we are not directly created by the one infinite creator, but rather by our own logos, sub-logos, and sub-logos, and so on. He talks about logos before, guys. It's complicated. Let's just finish this up and move on. So from that perspective, whilst we are all essentially made up of the same stuff of creation, initiated by the one infinite creator, our actual personal creators are different portions or sub-portions or sub-logos of the one. Well, what talk about a roundabout answer. So if I was in the audience, I just raised my hand, and after all that, your answer is yes. Why don't you just say yes? Oh, what was all that logo, sub-logo, sub-logo? Let's just say, basically what he said, folks, is there's this God or infinite one of whatever. God, call it what you want. You have to call it the one infinite source of all. You can call it God. Call it whatever you want. But it's pinky as its own little set of intelligence. It's like a sub-pinky. And the pinky on its own, that God was sleeping, the pinky on its own created you as first density, grew up through second density, third density. The pinky created you. That's a sub-portion of the God. But is the pinky part of God? Yes. So just say yes. It came from the original source creation. What's all this gobbledygook for? Okay, this part, we read this last time, provides more information from his perspective. The Christians aren't really thrilled about this one, but it explains his position. Your creator, he's saying, the one you've called Yahweh, is not God or the original source, in as much as your Bible refers to him as the one true God. Yahweh is a creator or sub-logos, like that pinky thing, okay, rather than the one infinite creator. He's not even a galactic level logos. That's low, man. The Christians don't want to hear that. This guy, I ain't saying it. Don't blame me. I'm just reading it. He is not even a galactic level logos, but rather is a planetary logos for this one planet. That ain't nothing more than Boba Fett. That's what he's saying, folks, not me. He ain't even Darth Vader. Christians, don't get upset at me. Matt, are you going to apologize to Christians again? Yes. Matt, that's probably why you're so anti-Christian. That's why you keep returning to this. Yeah, you figured me out. That's exactly it. Yeah, I'm just underhandedly trying to undermine Christianity every chance I get. This guy's saying that there's the body, then there's that pinky thing, and then there's the fingernail thing, and then there's like a thing on the end of the fingernail thing. That's what he's saying Yahweh is, the God of the Bible. That and what I would ask if I was in that audience, right, I would raise my hand and say, ooh, sir, ooh. Yeah, it's not time for questions and answers. It's time for questions and answers when I say it's time for questions and answers. Are we all the same? You say, okay, Yahweh created all these masses, but is everybody here the same? Okay, did Yahweh create your version of Yahweh is the sub logos, whatever. That's like many Dairy Queens down the line. That's what he's saying. He's saying, did that Yahweh create me, or the masses, or the NPCs, or are we all the same here? I'm not sure he ever addresses that. Are we all the same? And I'll look for it specifically because that's very important to understanding this whole reality. Are the masses, are they NPCs? Are they spiritual beings like you? What's the difference spiritually between Melvin P. and you? There are different groups here. I'm very convinced of that. Well, this next part's certainly relevant to this conversation. The Christians will be pleased to hear this. He said, our creator, we're sixth density beings, he's saying, our creator is what you would call Lucifer, the light bearer. Oh, well, the Christians are like, well, of course he's going to run down Yahweh. This person's a sub-demon of Lucifer. Okay, I can't argue with the Christians there. If he's Lucifer, that's what the Christians would say. Our creator, though, he says, he specifically wants to point out to you Christians, he says, is not the devil. He has been spirituously portrayed in your Bible. There you go with the big words again. Taoist traditions. Just speak so we can understand. Just say falsely. He's been falsely portrayed or maligned, most of us to understand. Spirituously, who are you trying to impress? Before you Taoist traditions, who are you trying to impress? Lucifer is what you would call a group soul or a soul memory complex. What? It's not even one thing that could enter a phone book. How y'all worship a soul memory complex? It's nothing you could, maybe that proves our police lineup thing's real. There's nothing here, like Notnilk. You can't point at it. He's proven Notnilk. It has evolved, this Lucifer, to the level of the sixth density. So this guy that's doing this presentation is on the same level as Lucifer? Well, I thought that's your creator. How could the creator be on the same level as you? The baker down the street didn't make me. This don't make no sense. Please allow me to elucidate. There it goes again. Stop it. Please, I guess, to explain fully, what did Samuel Jebb? Well, please allow me to retort. When an entity, group soul complex, evolves to the level of the sixth density, it is by comparison to the amount of time it takes to get that far, a mere hop, skip, and a jump from eighth density, ultimate reunion with the one infinite creator. That's the prodigal son coming home. And then from there, back to dissolution into the source of all, intelligent infinity. You're just going to meld back into the primordial soup. We are bloodline families as a group soul or social. He's basically saying collectively, all us, we're all Lucifer as one. The queen? You're the queen, sure. I doubt that's a lower density being than you. I doubt that was the sixth density being. The king is good to be. We're on the verge of seventh density ascension. So you think, that harvest doesn't go your way. I don't know. I wouldn't be booking the plane tickets just yet for your seventh density love boat cruise through this level. Before the harvest comes, we have the choice to progress higher or to return to help others of lower densities with their own evolution by passing down our knowledge and wisdom. Oh, isn't that nice? I just teared up to those that call upon us for assistance with their own free will. Call upon us, folks. Never call for assistance, folks. Unless if that's your Christian faith and you trust in Jesus and you have put all your eggs in that basket, I understand that. If you're not so sure, folks, if you don't ever call and ask for help from anything unless you're absolutely sure, because something like this sixth density thing might show up. Don't ever ask the universe. Don't ever ask never ask the universe for anything. I deserve this. And, oh no, something very nasty may show up. I understand a Christian asks Jesus for things. That's the religion. I understand that. If you're not so sure, don't do it, folks. That's my advice. I'm not reading the sixth density piece anymore. That's from Matt. The Christians will love this part. Yahweh, due to the fact that he had not, as was his right as planetary logos, has not handed down his own free will to know thyself to those incarnating upon his planet, was having a very little evolutionary, people here were having very little evolutionary progress because of Yahweh's enslavement. That does relate somewhat to the Garden of Eden. That's a very weird thing before they broke free or whatever, but he's the serpent. Here he comes with the apple. So he says, Lucifer, were sent to help. Well, okay, this is the age-old story. You're putting this in a chat room in 2012? This is the age-old story. There ain't nothing new here. He was sent to help. Yahweh's the enslaver. Once the order was given from the Council of Elders, that's from the Matrix. We fell or descended back to a place where we could, with hard work and focus, once again materialize a third density manifestation of ourself. Okay, so you just said you were sixth density, but now you say you're here, your third density. Is it six or is it three? And how can it be both at the same time? It don't make no sense. Look at this. The Christians, again, will love this next part. Yahweh, he says, had agreed to our coming, had agreed to our help. How would that play out in role play? Yahweh, sir? Which angels bother me? Is that you again, Michael? No, it's Gabriel. I got good news, sir. Lucifer's coming to help. Oh, he received my telegram? Lucifer's coming to help. Is that how it went down? Yahweh got all excited because Lucifer's coming to help? Yeah, I hear you, Christians. This is just laying down exactly what Lucifer would want people to believe. Yep, Pootie Tang Award. We're all aware of that. Yahweh had initially asked the council for a catalyst of change to enter into his creation, into his backyard, and share the knowledge and wisdom we had attained through our ascensions. In the absence of free will upon the planet, and this person's saying Yahweh didn't allow free will. In the absence of free will, there can be no polarity. Therefore, nothing to choose between. No harvest. Just as it is portrayed in the book of Genesis, the planet was very Edenic. I know what that means. That means like Eden in nature. Edenic. Sure, it was a lovely paradise, yet the beings incarnating there had no agitator toward evolving beyond the third density, and therefore little hope of ever making the journey home to the One. Yahweh had been happy to keep his own little pet Eden project in effect, but with little chance of the souls here making it home. There does need to be a bad guy here, guys. I agree with this to a degree. Star Wars is nothing without Darth Vader and the evil empire. There has to be a bad guy here. The bad guy in this place is intentional. It's not, I haven't done it for months, so it's not hijacked. Oh shit, here they come on the back of the Lochnar like riding a giant worm in Dune. This right here is very interesting. And by the way, I'm still in the summary section. There's just, in terms of whether you believe that this is 10% correct or half correct or it's all horseshit. I made the last two videos and I don't remember half of this, so we did have to go over this again to finish it off. Or we can get our final conclusion, at least individually and personally, as to whatever truth we can potentially take away from this. I'll give you my final summary at the end as to what I take away from this. And it says, very interesting here, between our lives, until we have another one, we all have a great laugh about the parts we have performed in the play and look forward to and have a great fun preparing for the next chapters to act out. Now, that's the key right there, isn't it? I don't know if he addresses this, but he's saying, oh, you're just going to do it again. And you're going to do it again. Oh, you have to go up. Eventually, you'll get to where. Eventually, he's saying you'll get to where we are someday. How long? 10 years? No, a few trillion. You'll get to sixth density someday. You come and you can be the Lucifer soul group. That's now what we think. The real spiritual beings here. I can hear you. I know we won. We're gonna be one. He's saying that bullshit. The real spiritual beings here say, bullshit. I don't have to go through your progression, Mr. Soul Group. I don't have to take I went out. In the Worry About Yourself activities in the part 2, the work, I want to get us all out of here. Go to the front of the line. Skip through all this bullshit. Not have to go the next. He's just saying it's guaranteed. Between lives, or you'll go sit in the astral or have an astral type experience like Joe had, and then you'll do it again, and you'll do it again. And you know what? I don't know if he ever addresses. Does anybody ask the question? Sir, there's a lot of chat room below this. Anybody ask the question? Well, you're in your writings, you assume we have to do it again and then do another life. And between lives, we'll have a laugh. And what am I going to play this time? And what's my role this time? And between lives, we have a laugh. Why can't we just get out of line and go to the front? And the real spiritual beings that are here believe there's a way to do that. Tony talked about when all the simultaneous incarnations have done what the higher self needs, then you exit the game, not in a perpetual never. This is like this guy's he's putting forth a perpetual and never-ending quest through the bardos. I reject that, sir. We want out of here. From this sixth density being's perspective, how is it progression if you still here? You still in here? It's like somebody sitting at your lunch table in high school that's 65 years old. And I don't know, how many flunking grades would that be? Would that be 40 years of flunking? They say, I have all the answers. You sitting here at the lunch table eating the same filet of fish. You don't know shit. You're older than me. Okay, no, they said, well, okay, I hear you. I did read sixth density. I read earlier. You'd say, look, we're sixth density beings, but we agreed to help your ass. We agreed to play this role as sixth density beings to come down into your third density because you people need Henry Kissinger's help. You need our help. How you think the highways get built around here? He's not saying this. I'm just saying, but he might have said this. How do you think all this stuff's managed? You'd be wiping your butt with leaves. The minions have an arrogance. They think the masses absolutely. Well, the masses, honestly, at this point, do need the minions. I don't align myself with the masses anymore. The masses could manage Chicago on their own? Of course not. The minions are correct in this regard. I don't align myself with the masses. They are gone, zombified assholes. I don't align myself with the not milk minions or sixth density beings, or align myself with the creeps. I don't align myself with that. I'm worried about yourself. What my own journey is here. The not milk minions are correct in this regard. The masses do need the not milk at this point. What happens in New York in 2 days when the lights don't go on? Absolutely. I don't take, well, you have to pick one side or the other. No, I don't. I don't have to take the red pill or the blue pill. I cut the rest of this off. I'm going to summarize in 45 seconds or less. I don't align myself with the masses. I don't align myself with the not milk or the minions. I'm on my own worry about yourself journey. The not milk is absolutely necessary in its infrastructure for the masses. They could not get by on their own. They are gone. Greg talks about the last generation that could just do anything. His grandfather, he experienced it. This guy could do anything. Oh, rebuild an engine? No problem. Weld this? No problem. Build a barn for himself? No problem. He could do anything. There was a lot of people from that old generation that had the skills, and not just physical skills, survival skills. Oh, you shot a rabbit? I can skin it for you. I know how to take the guts out. They could do anything. The masses are gone. They can't even tie their shoes. It's not, oh, you're Matt, I knew you weren't one of us, to say the masses need the not milk, need these governments. Of course, it would be a chaos times a billion. Of course. I don't need it, but they do. Okay, continuing, this chat room back and forth is filled with predictions that are just plain wrong, and we know they've been wrong for 10 years. Here's one here. When will the harvest be? The negative and positive harvest. It will be the winter solstice sun. November 21st, 2012 is the time when the Lord of the harvest shall return. You might know him as Nibiru. Now, two things, okay? And if you start screaming at me, I'll get to what you want me to talk about in just a moment. I assure you I will. First off, if there was real truth in here saying, we're a bloodline, every so many years we're by contract needing to tell you how this reality works, it would be littered with false and incorrect predictions to make what was said, to invalidate their own words. So on purpose. So it's like, we'll give you the truth, but as usual, surrounded by things that are just plain wrong and lies, etc., to invalidate part of it. So those that don't have the discernment to see through it say, well, there was no harvest in 2012. I'm throwing out the whole thing. They would likely do things like this on purpose. The person also gives incorrect predictions about presidential elections, etc. Okay, so they would put falsities out on purpose so the masses would just write it off. Oh, he got his prediction wrong. It was Obama that was president, whatever the predictions were. When that's what somebody of this type would do. They would literate, okay, don't say it again, Matt. The other thing is, the second part is, maybe there was potentially a harvest or a reset, or, we've talked about this. This reality is different. Were we on the negative side of the harvest? He's saying if the harvest was December 21st, 2012, you know it as Nibiru. Of course, by all the Carrie Cassidy videos and everything and Project Camelot, it's going to be put forth by Not Milk Minions as a giant planet or something that it's not. Okay, he's calling it Nibiru. That doesn't mean he's incorrect. They're going to lie about everything. It's not a giant planet coming around the side of the moon. There it is. Told you it'd come. Well, how much time we got? 2 days? No, it might be Nibiru to this person, but it's not going to be a giant, something physical, like a giant piece of rock or whatever was in Bruce Willis's Armageddon. It might be what he calls the harvest. And guess what? I am not spiritually or where in 2012 when we were looking at, this is right about the time of the movie with Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman, Captain Hook, and looking at all the mall events and the school events, and we were all in the negativity of the truth research community. We were in the weeds of all the fake events. I would have probably been on the negative side of the harvest. And is this our reward? Maybe the harvest actually happened. And this is our reward for being on the negative side, inside some sort of parallel mimicking reality that's real. What's that from? That's real fucked up. Yeah. Now, if I'm scaring anybody, relax. Relax. It's okay. We're timeless beings. If we got on the wrong side of the harvest and when did the chicken cross the road, we got on the wrong side, it's okay. Even if we're stuck in whatever for another 100,000 years, we're timeless beings. Relax. Even if it's 1,000,000 years, relax. It's okay. Because where are we now? Are you spiritually where you were in 2012? Let's look at this mall event. Oh, let's go. Oh, that Robbie, boy. Oh, why would you laugh, sir, if you just lost a little one? Why are you even taking a scene? That's the negative side of the harvest. Maybe I fell on the negative side of the harvest. Tell him what he's won, Johnny. A reality that seems the same, but it's real fucked up. Maybe. It's okay. Doesn't mean we're going to go. Does that mean when we die, Matt, we're going to go to hell? No, it doesn't. And if it does, relax. It's okay. It's okay. If it's a negative harvest, then the point of the reality is it degrades itself even further, and it's a wake-up mechanism. It's a truck and tractor pull. It creates a situation that forces real beings to wake up because it's so effed up. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. You're not who you were in 2012. Neither am I. That's not for nothing. Well, it doesn't matter if you progress, Matt, because we're on the wrong side of the harvest. Yeah, it does matter. And I'm not saying we're on the wrong side of the harvest. I'm just saying it's possible. It happened. We're not going to remember. Oh, Matt, we'd remember when the giant planetary fiery body screamed around the side of the moon. It wouldn't happen like that. All that Nibiru coming, or that 10th planet bullshit was all a distraction. Nibiru might be exactly what he's describing here. Even if it is, it's okay. Relax. You're a timeless being. Time is on your side. You're still more advanced than Melvin P. and Alec Balt. Relax. It's okay, even if it's true. And do I think it happened? No, I don't. But something happened, and the way they shifted the reality a little bit was, to me, the big 7-Eleven job application in 2001. Something happened. I'm just saying, I'll keep this on the table, and it's okay. Relax. A couple pages down is very related to what I just said. December 21st, 2012, he's saying, is not the day when all of the sudden the lights go out and everything will suddenly change. Rather, we are now in the process of this transition from one world age to the next. The changes are underway and will continue steadily accelerating as we head towards the culminating date. The 26,000-year cycle is composed of 5 lesser cycles, each of which are 5,100. Oh, who cares? Stop. I don't need the details. Our great present cycle is 3113 BC to 2012, the age of the 5th. I don't need the details. You told Brant. He told me on the phone. I don't need this. The 5th age is the synthesis of the previous 4, blah, 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 blah. That's, like I said, Mr. Lebowski, you told Brant, he told me. Do you have a job, sir? Every day from that point is reckoned by the number blah, 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 and the planet will complete its ascension to the 4th density, the vibrational density of love. Monkey love you. Monkey want a hug. I don't... See, some would say we got on the wrong side of that, maybe. And so during this ascension, Matt, you're putting this in people's head. You want people to believe that, no, we keep everything on the table here. I'm not trying to put things in your head. People here no, we keep all possibilities on the table. If you want to just think your own little thing, your own little box, don't come back here. During this ascension, there will be a 3-way split for those souls inhabiting Earth. That's like the splitting of the worlds. Don't laugh. The Michael Moorcock book, The Road Between the Worlds. Those of the predominantly negative polarity will accompany us, the minions, as we graduate through the negative or service to self harvest. We, as Lucifer, will create a new 4th density Earth. Shit, Matt, is that what happened? Maybe. Based on the negative self-service polarity. We weren't doing service to self, sir. We were trying to call out fake mall events and fake school events. That was service to others. We didn't think of it as selfish, sir. Don't that count for nothing? We must work off our own part of the negative karmic effect. But maybe we believed in it, Matt, when we were on that side of the harvest. Maybe. We don't believe in it now. During the negativity created on this planet. Well, if that was the harvest was about negative. What about the negativity now is 1,000 times worse than it was. Look at all the race baiting bullshit. Look at all the Trump haters. The negativity is worse, and that this person would probably say, "Well, we need that for the next harvest." You think our negativity campaign would end? No, it never ends. We're the Terminator. Yeah, it needs to get more negative. Once we have, but then we got to wait. You're going to keep doing your negative cycle. We got another almost 3,000 years? 3,000 years of Trump Clinton? Oh no. Relax, people. It's not that bad. Once we have done so, we will be released to once again assume our place as sixth density. You're just released. You're stuck here like everybody else. What are you talking about? And you're in this high position. Just like I said, opening this video, you're stuck in the same snow globe. You're the 65-year-old at the same high school table, eating the same smasher burger. Where'd that get so popular all of a sudden? I want a smasher burger. So it took to 2025 to figure out you just, with like a press, you just smash down on meat? You think we just came, they present it like they just came up with it. You hammer down meat with some sort of heavy hammer as a smasher burger? That's some new innovation? They had that in the caveman days. Why are you presenting as new? A smasher burger. Fuck your smasher burgers. Oh boy, look at this. I'm sure I read this in the last video, but I forgot. It's too important to what he's presenting. And those of the predominantly positive polarity, love and light, monkey love you, will ascend to a beautiful new fourth density earth with Dolores Cannon, where you will begin to work upon your learning and demonstrating of love and compassion. We'll begin to work upon it. Well, won't we need to have accomplished the love and everything to get there? We're going to go to we're going to, how do we start our learning of love and compassion? I want a giant harem. I want the 72 versions. I'll learn love there. It will be a very beautiful and golden age. Oh, come on. Come on, sir. The fourth density begins to open you up to your true powers as a unique individualized aspect of the one infinite creator. You will perform works and wonders of the likes of which you call Jesus. He promised you would do it, and you will do it, even greater things than these. It will be a very magical time for you. Oh, come on. That seems a little too perfect, don't you think? Oh, you just happen to fall on the wrong side of the harvest. You fall on the right side. Oh, we go, monkey, love you. We're going to be one. Oh, it's just going to be lube and lounge chairs and beautiful weather every day. Come on. I was taught to believe, sir, if something's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Don't even give me that. Well, reading down, that's for the lucky ones that are on the positive side of the shift or the new universe. For those you poor devils that didn't make it, here's what you're going to get. One of these two things for you poor devils. For the majority of humans on Earth who would be considered, shall we say, lukewarm, they will experience a period what will feel ecstatic, 0 point time, where you feel totally at one with the Creator, giving you an encouraging reminder and glimpse of who you really are, before the veil of forgetfulness once again descends upon you and you'll be transported, oh no, to another third density planet. They're going to give you a little bit of hope and you're going to have 5 good days. You're going to get smasher burgers, and then you're going to go to another third density planet, incarnate into the runway strip right behind the Delhi airport. A kind of Earth replica. That's what's going on right now. A kind of Earth replica. Oh man, that's what happened to us. To continue working upon yourself and learning life here is all about making choices. Well, Pootie Tang Award. We knew that. Maybe we made the wrong choices, but we knew it's about making choices. Even when I decided to make another conspiracy video about Robbie Bibby Bobby, that was a choice. You will remain quarantined. That's what the 2020 was about. Incarnating. Matt, don't let it break down, Matt. Just keep it together for another 10 minutes. I will. Incarnating again in third density matter until the time of the next harvest, in which time you will need to have proved yourself that you have learned how to be more positive beings, focused more upon being of service to others rather than seeking only to serve yourself. When you can do this and the next harvest comes, come on, you will have earned the right to join us. Come on, dude. Don't even give me that, says Bismarcky. And enjoy your inheritance as a member of the galactic community. Oh, stop it. Here we go. We have to please somebody. Not for me. Sorry. This whole reality puts out, you have to prove yourself. Well, who's keeping a scorecard? There was a guy on the bench once in high school baseball, and that dumbass wrote down every little thing in his book. Who grounded out? Who hit into a double play? He had a little book. Who's keeping the score on me? Is it Santa Claus? He's the only one through this legend and lore. He knows that you've been sleeping. He knows you've been awake. He's keeping track. No, who else? Who's this? Oh, is it Anubis? He's going to bring that. Get that scale away from me. I'm not putting my heart against a feather. Who's the judge? Here we go again. I'm going to be judged. Oh, you only scored 48%. You on the negative side of the harvest. A judge, a scoreboard. You know what? Bullshit. Shove your judgment and your scoreboard and up your ass. Let me now speak for my brothers from another mother, the no consequences people. They're going to channel through me right now like Seth. They're going to say, you know what? If there is a certain percentage in certain things you have to do, and you're going to talk about metrics or standards, then you have to provide those standards. Even last night, it came up on Comcast. It says, talk into your voice remote. It'll tell you how much battery life you had left. I said, I didn't know that. I said, beep. Battery life, and it showed me 78%. It showed me how much battery I have left. If you're going to talk about you have to do 49% to avoid the negative harvest, then you have to provide the standards, the metrics, what the test is being judged upon. You ever have a math class in high school? It's like, there's a math test tomorrow. Oh, on what? The trigonometry section? Won't tell you. Well, what? There's a math test tomorrow. The calculus, pre-calculus part? Won't tell you. Well, what do you mean? And we won't even, you're just going to have to do your best. We're not even going to tell you what constitutes an A or a B. You're just going to present your bullshit and we'll decide. It doesn't work like that. If you're saying that these poor sons of bitches have to get to a certain percentage to avoid a negative harvest, then you have to provide the standards and actually the plan on what they need to do. It doesn't work. You can't have it both ways. This is second grade idiotic logic. This part here is pretty necessary to read. Someone asks, why do you people want a negative harvest? Why are you working towards a negative harvest? Blah, blah, blah. If we do not have a negative harvest, we are bound with you for another cycle. Once this great harvest is completed, our contract with the council and our creator is also completed. In other words, we have done our duty and would be free to return to our fullest expression, that of the sixth, nearly seventh density galactic guardians of the galaxy, and ones who joyfully offer ourselves in service to the one infinite creator and to our brothers and sisters across. Stop it. We don't need all this fluff. However, there is a problem. Well, you would call it a problem. We call it a challenge. I will address this later in more detail in response to another question. But in short, we need a very high percentage of negative polarity. If we are to achieve a negative harvest, we need a high percentage of negative polarity. Well, okay. In other words, we have to be self-centered to an extreme degree in order to become negatively harvested. This is why we work so hard to be as negatively polarized as we possibly can be. That explains a lot. This is Matt talking. That, in terms of how the creeps and the minions work and this sequential incarnation that Tony talks about, this explains a lot. If we do not make a high enough percentage, we will miss out and will end up with the majority lukewarm percentage that have to go through another cycle in third density. By attaining a negative harvest, we can still graduate to fourth density, only it will be a negative polarity planet. Not a great place to be, but as I've stated previously, we as a group soul, as the Lucifer soul group, have incurred the natural karmic restitution process that we must work off for all the negativity we have caused upon the planet. So hold on, this is Matt talking. So you were supposed to create the negativity, then that was bad, and then you have to work it off. Well, if you have to work it off, were you supposed to do it in the first place? This don't make no sense. These are not congruous. Is that a word? We will do this for a cycle in our new fourth density world, and then we will be freed. You'll be free. You can go to once again be the glorious being of light that we truly are. We need a negative harvest so that we can create our fourth density earth and clear our karmic record. Well, but you're supposed to be negative. Why would you have a karmic record if you're supposed to be? It doesn't make any sense. Understand, he says, that we have to be negative. That's what we were sent here to be. Then why do you have to clear karma? It is in our contract, and it has always been to help you by providing the catalyst I spoke of earlier. Being negative is very hard for us. Oh, sure, Hillary Clinton just cries herself to sleep knowing she screwed over a lot of people. Not on a physical level. The characters we play enjoy our roles. Yeah, I'll take back what I said about Hillary Clinton. What difference does it make as we're programmed that way? But on a spiritual level, it's hard. We surpassed the lowly negative vibrations eons ago. You're just out, Bill. They're just out to help. And one of your posters reflects this. I'll try to pull that poster. We are light. We are love. Hillary Clinton's light and love? I don't think so. It's a very hard thing for us to do spiritually, to create all this negativity. But we do it because we love you. Monkey, love you. And it is for your highest good. It's good for you. You could say that it is our sacrifice that we have made in order to be of service to the one infinite creator and to you, our brothers and sisters in the one. Oh my goodness. Hallmark! Oh, is Hallmark still in business? Get that on it. Not for Easter, not for Christmas or that. We need a new day, not President's Day. We need 6th Density Not Milk Day. Put that on a damn card. I'll be the first one to buy it. Here he's speaking to someone that asked the question, but it's interesting. He says, the difference between you and us in the game is that we know we are playing this game. Tony talked about that with the sequential incarnations. They know that they're in this role. They have a different relationship, Tony said, to their higher self, the sequentials, the Melvins versus you. Continuing to read. The less you know about the game and the less you remember that you're a player, the more senseless living becomes. In all these negative things, we are providing you with tools, but you do not see it. It is not what we do, but how you react to it that is important. There's truth there. I don't care where this came from. Let me repeat that. It is not what we do, the not milk, the crap on TV, there's the negative news. It's not what we do. It's how you react to it. That's important. Absolutely. We give you the tools. You have the free will. Matt, does that mean you bow down before everything? No, it doesn't. There's bits of truth in here. Don't mismatch my words. You have the free will choice how you will use the tools that we give you. You have to take responsibility. Somebody writes in the chat room to this person, I will see you in hell. And then he writes back, be careful what you wish for. All thoughts and words are creative. All thoughts and words are creative. Yes, that is accurate to one degree or another in this place where all is mind. Someone writes, is this statement correct? In order to choose the positive path, at least 51% of our thoughts and actions must be dedicated to the service of others. For the negative path, at least 95% must be self-serving. Between the two lies the sinkhole of indifference, where he called it lukewarm. 51%, 95%. He says, yes, the statement is basically correct. You can see how hard we must strive for negativity. It takes a lot of effort to reach 95% negativity. Also, you may be surprised how many people on the planet are nowhere near reaching 51% positive. Who would be surprised at that? I don't think there might not be one person here who's, well, maybe a few of us listening, but we still have a lot of work to do. We're not surprised at all. Have you seen the people that ride the subway, sir? Okay, this is Matt. Let me pause here. Let me get this straight. You come all the way up here to Gatlinburg. I have to be 51% positive in my thoughts and actions. Okay, well, where's the big yellow pages thick guidebook as to what's a positive action? I'm hoping, for my own sake, I'm hoping cats are considered others because I've done millions of things. I'm like a slave to cats. Every time I served Bootsy wet food because I cared about the fact that she had one day left one little tooth. If that's service to others, Bootsy then has to qualify as an other. Do I have to go before some galactic court and make an argument that Bootsy qualifies as other under subsection 2, standard 1 of the subset paragraph I to the letter G? Bootsy is an other. Therefore, it's service to others. Cats don't qualify. You didn't do shit, Matt. You go to negative world. I need to make my cats qualify as service to others. That would help. You take that out, I'm kind of screwed. Okay, this is a relevant question. How do you choose, or how does one choose then a service to others path? He says, be good to your, this is a song, be good to yourself, cultivate a genuine love for life and for being. Be genuinely thankful to the infinite creator every day for bringing you into being and for his bountiful provision. You have survived this far, have you not? What? You may not have everything you want, but you have everything you need in order to complete that which you incarnated here to do. Give thanks for that. Okay, he says, cultivate a genuine love of life. These are vague concepts. If you say 51%, that is metric based. It has to be. You are putting it into a mathematical model, or the raw material does. You're putting it into math. Therefore, there has to be specific standards. Be good to myself? Well, I feel I'm really good. If I go to Rocco's and order 2 lasagna meals, two, you have somebody joining you? Nobody's joining me. 2 lasagna dinners. You want side salad? No, I want room to have the other lasagna. I want to stuff both of it in my belly. Is that good to myself from your little metric standpoint? Or is that harming myself as the cholesterol goes to 8,000? Is that, I think it's good for myself. Am I the judge of that? You're not providing me any goddamn metrics, sir. This is interesting what he writes here about channeling. With the most famous, I guess, being the Seth, was it Jane, whatever, with Seth, and now we have Bashar and channeling. He's saying another difficult issue with channeling is that you can start off receiving a positive entity, and if you are not very perceptive in your discernment and careful in your protection when identifying an incoming channel, you can get a negative one that pretends to be positive, but gradually slips in more and more misinformation, having gained your trust. Maybe like this presentation. The ones that give you precise dates and times are nearly always the ones to avoid. You gave us precise dates and times and predictions on the election. Maybe, but that, okay. Positive entities will not give a date and a time. Negative ones will do that so they can set you up for a fall. Once you've been tricked into predicting dates and times and they don't happen, they've succeeded in putting out the light of your message, as no one will see any credibility in you. This is very related to what I said earlier about the inaccurate predictions that are here. Or at least one, I don't know what version this is. I've seen a few different ones. In one version I remember years ago, guys, this is Matt talking, of course, there are many predictions that do not come true. But he's basically saying what I was alluding to earlier. If all the predictions are false, no one will see any credibility in it, which could be actually the purpose, as I said earlier, in putting out the predictions, which the person, this person's knowing they're false. Okay, let me start reading again. This is very interesting. I don't know where this is going to go, but apparently the god Quetzalcoatl from Mexico makes an appearance in the chat room. I don't know what's here. It's a question. Somebody comes into the chat room asking questions, as this whole thing is a Q&A. I'm wondering if you can help me. My name is Shelby David. I'm here for the coming trials and tribulations. I am part of Quetzalcoatl, or the rebirth of it, as far as I know. I know many of your words to be true because I had already rediscovered these truths through finding that which resonated most with me through the various belief structures of this planet. Then the person of the sixth density, or whatever, responds, "Good evening, Shelby. It's good to see you again. It has been a while, old friend. Would it surprise you to know that we were expecting you? Quetzalcoatl is also a sixth density group soul, or social memory complex. Some refer to Quetzalcoatl as an ascended master, although he would be most amused by that title, knowing as he does that mastery is still some way off at this point for him, as well as it is for ourselves as group soul Lucifer. One can be accurately described as having mastered a particular density, though mastery of the entire creational incarnation cycle does not occur until one has once again attained submergence back into the one infinite creator. Many choose to do so once attaining eighth density ascension, or once many choose instead to progress up to the next octave of densities and begin a new cycle of creational incarnation challenges. This sixth density being is long-winded. I would again use the word piffy. Basically, this person's saying Quetzalcoatl is like a bodhisattva, just like a bodhisattva being. A lot of the Mexicans think this is a top god, but not. It's a bodhisattva. That's lower than a Buddha. This is my first time on Earth in a long time, he says, the Quetzalcoatl soul group person, David. First time on Earth in a long time, possibly ever. I have known for quite some time and been told by another from one of the bloodlines in your group that I do not truly exist here. You are correct in that you have not been here for a substantial period of time, or Earth time, though not that you have never been here before. The group soul, Quetzalcoatl, enjoyed many third-density incarnational cycles here back in the classic Aztec period. He struggled at first with perfecting love for others, which held back his progression for some time. However, once he had come to the realization of our inherent unity, he was able to see himself in others, and his or your progression was rapid from there on in. Your Quetzalcoatl soul group attained positive harvest with a very impressive 76%. 76%, this is Matt talking, that wouldn't even be a C in my high school. Is that a D plus? 76%, he says, very positive. Well, I guess when you're dealing with the masses that we're dealing with, that's actually a pretty good score, I guess. The Aztecs were shining stars compared to the people of New York City. Here's an interesting question and answer. It's like the stuff we used to care about and do. It's still interesting. I'm not really running it down. Question: what do the winged statues commissioned by the U.S. government guarding the entrance to the Hoover Dam really represent? Is any of this collection of celestial symbolism found there connected to your Luciferian transformation agenda? A person asks, what do the winged statues commissioned by the U.S. government? Is that really necessary? Who you think the little kids, the Boy Scout troop came in and erected them? What's the point of putting that in? A Pootie Tang Award. Here's the answer on the, half of us still in love with their symbolism. So here's a little treat. We're in love with their symbolism. That is actually very simple. The statues at Hoover Dam. You'll note that the feet point directly downward to the earth, and the hands and wingtips point directly up to the sky. The life force energy flows into the human mind-body-soul complex from the earth up through the feet. The intelligent energy from the infinite creator flows down from above and in through the crown chakra. The wings represent our Lucifer's inherent divinity. You'll also note that the figure is seated. The seat of our Lucifer's power connects heaven and earth, and all things must pass through us. Here's a question from somebody chiming in that provides a summary. It's very similar to what we've talked about many times. Star Wars needs Darth Vader. Question says, you are essentially saying that a soul can only choose positivity in a world where negativity also exists. If there were no protagonists in this world, there'd be no opportunity for a human soul to choose. You mean antagonists, but there'd be no, we know what you mean. There'd be no opportunity for a human soul to choose good or evil and thus prove on a spiritual level that they deserve one afterlife fate over another. That they deserve. Here we go again. Did I get 51%? Mommy, 151%. I got the 51%. I hate the math. The math part of this really bothers me. And that's why I have issues. If you only had positivity to choose from and giant bottles of lube, I'm adding, we'd learn nothing and our soul would manage to prove nothing. Oh, prove nothing to who? Who's the judge on high? This is the biggest issue many of us have with this. And he says, exactly. That is the reason why we came here. It was a great sacrifice for us. Really? It seems, and when I look around, look at the Jared Kushners of the world, and the Jared from Subways, and the Hillary Clintons, and the Donald Trumps, and what do you mean a great sacrifice? A fleet of magenta speedboats. It looks like you're having a grand old time. What's the great sacrifice? Great sacrifice is you're getting jacked off on the back of a speedboat in the Miami harbor? Hard as it is, no pun intended, to comprehend from within the mental confines of third density life experience. We do it because we love you. Monk! Lucky, love you. He says, it's hard to be in this third density experience, man. It's hard. It's hard out there for a pimp when you're trying to get the money for the rent from the third density beings. He says, we live in this body. We don't like it, but we have to. Then why does it appear to be constant indulgence from our perspective? What are you talking about? You don't live like monks up on some monastery mountain just getting a little bowl of rice fed to you. I look around and see indulgence and Kennedy Center honor galas and black tie balls and blue balls. What are you talking about? Okay, guys, I guess from the questions and answers standpoint, we'll end there. First off, whoever is responding to these questions, or maybe there never was an original online back and forth, and it's just a presentation to us to make it seem like there was an online back and forth. Whoever the way the person responded, I make fun and joke. It's very impressive. Okay, how true do I believe it all is? I believe there is a good bit of truth to it. Now, I'm not saying the person that claims who they are is who they are, whatever. It doesn't matter. He even says that in one point. It doesn't matter. You take truth in what I say or not. There, in terms of what we used to call the bad guy, I call the role player. What the not milk is, its role here in this reality, its role to be a bad guy, the minions that serve it, the creeps that serve it. In terms of the way he makes this presentation, there's a ton of truth in it, in my opinion. As I've alluded to many times, no, I don't buy the whole whatever it's related to the raw material, and I have to achieve a 51%, which implies there's somebody with a scoreboard judging me. I don't buy that one bit. We'll talk about this is getting long. But in terms of all that stuff, no, I don't like the length of it. I tried to write my 3.5 pages, which takes 50 minutes to present, into a true half page, and I told you it didn't come out real well. I'm still working on it. But this reality, once you can see through all the distraction, is literally a half page, in my opinion. I don't know how many tens of thousands of words were exchanged. It just goes page after page after page. It wouldn't, somebody might say, well, Matt, the people writing in their questions, they're not going to believe this. They need a little bit more information. They haven't been studying not milk or how this reality works for 10 to 15 years like you and the people here. They need more. Okay, that's maybe explained, but once you get into something that long, it just creates confusion in and of itself. It's almost just adding to the distraction when it gets that long. Let me repeat one thing, because people will hear whatever they want to hear. I've learned this over the years. People will make a comment and I'll say, I didn't say anything near that. Like they're in a different reality. Where did you even get that? Let me brings our realities together. One more time. Matt, do you believe the person really is a sixth density being in the ancient bloodlines? I don't know. I truly believe, just as he said, it doesn't matter. There's tremendous truth in what is presented. I'll leave a link to this hidden hand thing regarding who the not milk / minions / creeps are and the role that they play here to block you, to get in your way. It's a necessary role. It's not a hijacked reality. A final word on these percentages: have to achieve 51% to get the positive harvest, and then 95%, they're looking for a 95% negative harvest, and between that's the lukewarm. Sorry, don't buy any of it. This whole reality is based on there's a judge with a scorecard. I apply the rule of opposites. If everything around me says there's a judge with a scorecard at the moment of my death, then there's not a judge. Think about it. Whether it be this presentation, the Christian God, Yahweh, who is the judge with the scorecard? And if it exists, then I need to know the exact basis on which I will be judged. Are you going to tell me that Christians, are you going to tell me the Bible? Really? The Old Testament doesn't go together with the New Testament? You have a wrathful God in the Old Testament. You don't have metrics and standards, and you have thousands and thousands and thousands of words. Just the 10 Commandments? Is that the metrics? No, there is no clear metrics. I don't buy a judge. Sorry, I'm not trying to piss anybody off. Whether it be the Christian God or this person saying the same thing. 51%, the raw material. Who's the judge? Okay, I keep saying that over and over again, but that is I don't know how anybody argues against that point. You're going to judge me at 51%. Well, give me the standards. Give me the, oh, it's just somebody's always watching like Santa Claus. Like that's what this person's saying. 51%. I got to get to 51%, right? Oh, look at Matt. Matt's real close. Oh, he's not. He's going to die pretty soon. He's right at about 51%. He's got to get the 51%. He's so close. So here's an opportunity for Matt. There's a little old lady changing a tire on the side of the road. Oh, he's slowing down. Oh, he can get close to 51% if he serves to others, right? He's going to help her. And the little old lady says, "Oh, you're here to help me." And Matt says, "I'm not here to help you. Change your own fucking tire. I'm going to get a pizza." Uh-oh. That just dropped Matt down. He going into the negative harvest. Give me a break. A bunch of any sort of judge with somebody with a book. Wait, oh, check this box, check that box. Horse shit. As usual, this presentation and all of this reality works very, very tirelessly to get me to believe, really is interested in getting me to believe and manifest on myself that there's an outside judge that will decide whether I made it or not. So I enact the rule of opposites. It's working so hard to get me to believe I have to please something, whether it be the 51% here, whatever. Then you know what? Rule of opposites so far never been broken. Somebody commented there, "This rule of opposites really bothers me, Matt." Well, did the person that commented that, did you provide any evidence that the rule of opposites is not a good guideline in this reality? I don't remember anything on the back end of that comment. If you provide one or two examples, then I might loosen my position up a bit and say, well, it doesn't always apply. I don't think that comment provided anything. Until that time, it's an axiom. Okay? Everything here wants me to try to please something. That's even more evidence for, you know what I'm going to say? Worry about yourself. Thanks for listening.